The Queen of the Frogs, a tale of mercy and consequences. Once upon a time in the lush green village of Willowbrook, there lived two siblings named Ryzen and Sophia. Ryzen was known for his mischievous deeds, always up to some trouble, while Sophia was gentle-hearted and loved all creatures big and small. One sunny day, as they were wandering near the village pond, Ryzen spotted a frog hopping around. His mischievous nature took over, and he picked up a stone, ready to throw it at the innocent creature. But before he could do any harm, Sophia caught him by the arm. "Ryzen, stop," Sophia exclaimed, her eyes wide with concern. "Don't hurt the frog, it's not right," Ryzen scoffed. "What harm could a little frog do? I'm just having some fun." But Sophia shook her head solemnly. "It's not about what the frog can do to us, but what might happen if we harm it. You never know, there might be consequences we can't even imagine." Ryzen rolled his eyes at his sister's words, but decided to put the stone down, albeit reluctantly. Little did he know, Sophia had heard tales from the village elders about the Queen of the Frogs, a mystical being who protected all the creatures of the pond. It was said that anyone who harmed one of her subjects would face her wrath. As the days went by, Ryzen couldn't shake off the feeling of Sophie's warning. But being the curious and stubborn boy he was, he couldn't resist pushing the boundaries. One afternoon, when Sophia was busy helping their mother in the garden, Ryzen sneaked off to the pond again. This time, he spotted an even bigger frog, and without a second thought, he picked up a pebble and aimed it at the unsuspecting amphibian. But just as he was about to throw it, a voice echoed from the depths of the pond. "Stop, young one." Ryzen froze in terror as he saw the water ripple, and out emerged the majestic Queen of the Frogs. She had shimmering green skin and eyes that sparkled like emeralds. "You have dared to harm one of my subjects," the Queen said, her voice stern yet sorrowful. "For your actions, you shall face the consequences." Ryzen trembled as the Queen raised her webbed hand, ready to cast her curse. But before she could utter another word, Sophia appeared beside her brother, her eyes pleading. "Please, your majesty," Sophia begged, "spare my brother, he has learned his lesson, and I promise he will never harm another creature again." The Queen regarded Sophia with a mixture of surprise and admiration. She then looked at Ryzen, who hung his head in shame. After a moment of contemplation, the Queen lowered her hand and nodded. "Very well, young one," she said kindly. "I will spare you this time, but remember, every action has its consequences. Treat all creatures with kindness and respect, and you shall be spared from the wrath of nature." With that, the Queen disappeared beneath the surface of the pond, leaving Ryzen and Sophia in awe of her wisdom and mercy. From that day on, Ryzen became known as the boy who learned his lesson, thanks to the wisdom and compassion of his sister, Sophia. And together, they roamed the village, spreading kindness and protecting all the creatures of Willowbrook.